Ayan na. We have a special guest today. Very special guest, of course, fellow Baguio boy. I've heard a lot about this special guest of ours for quite some time, and I got to discover we're both from Baguio, and later on, of course, as we'll discuss, there's so many other things that bind us, no, and hopefully in the best way possible. Thank you very much, Attorney Libayan, for joining us today.
All right. Well, it's my pleasure. How do I call you ba?
Please
Richard?
call me Richard lang, yes.
Prof. Richard, yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. And of course, syempre, sino ba makakatanggi sa'yo?
Thank you so much. Alam ko, both of us are trying to put our schedules together, in and out of country tayo, but I'm glad that we found this time. Alam ko, medyo kalaban natin ang FIBA World Cup, pero kaya natin yan. I think
Yeah.
medyo combined forces tayo. Okay, there's a lot to talk about, but just in case, para lang hindi mag-over-expect ang tao, we're not gonna talk about everything in this. But we're hoping, God
Mm.
willing, this is just the beginning of a series of conversations. So as you know, I have a number of co-conspirators. Dr. Lisandro Claudio from UC Berkeley, pag mga international issue, siya yung kasama ko. Pag mga, I don't know, minsan medyo showbiz, medyo makulit, si Mark Gambo ang kausap ko. And then of course, we're hoping that we'll also have more and more conversation on issues like law and order with you over time. If hopefully this first introduction, first date natin, podcast date natin will go well. Thank you very much, Kapsat. So,
Yes, sure. Walang problema.
of course, you have quite established yourself as a prominent YouTuber, as a legal kind of influencer. Something that I've seen a lot in the US, other countries, but in the Philippines, I think you have been one of the pioneers. Shortly lang dun sa mga siguro who want to know more about you. Can you give your backstory? How did you end up as essentially the YouTuber attorney Libayan that we're dealing with? Yeah.
Well, actually, nagkaroon ng evolution kasi yan eh.
Right.
Well, it started out yung website ko nga na batasnatin.com because during that time, that's around mid-2000s,
Mm.
2007 to be exact, ginawa ko yung website na batasnatin.com because of the lack of legal resources online.
Right.
Yun talaga ang malaking problema noon. I was studying law and uh, I was also working.
Yeah.
So mahirap siya. I don't have
Yeah.
time to go to the library. Mahirap maghanap ng legal resources online. You cannot see anything. Even if you type the SCRA o kaya yung mga GR numbers, hindi sila lumalabas noon.
Right.
Yung mga full text lang ng mga batas pambansa at saka mga Republic Action din nakukuha. So eventually, I had that idea na, well, nahirapan ako. So why not? Parang sinabi ko rin na as a sign of, hindi naman sign, parang para magkaroon ng good karma. Pag nag-take ako ng bar exam, sabi kong ganyan, baka pumasa ako agad kasi nga, nag-share ako ng mga notes, nag-share ako ng mga digests
Right.
online. So, it started there. Then, eventually, it became a promise na parang sinabi ko sa mga tao na, sige, pag kunwari, ganito ang mangyayari, I'll give free legal advice na rin on the side if eventually I become a lawyer. Pero for the meantime, I will be sharing my notes muna. So nung nag-evolve nga sa ganon, I think na alam mo rin yun yung mga forums noon, di ba? May mga
Yeah.
forums noon. Nagtayo ako ng forums dun sa website ko where people can ask on certain topics.
Right.
Tapos ako yung sasagot mismo. So nangyari yon, sobrang daming nagtatanong. So sa sobrang daming nagtatanong, nagkaroon ako ng 3 years na backlog. Kahit everyday ako sumasagot. It took a lot of time. Then
Yeah.
eventually, nakita nga nung sumikat yung live streams. Naglabas noon yung Facebook eh.
Right.
Tapos sinabi ko sa misis ko, parang ito kaya yung gawin na lang natin para we can help more people because the answer is free time. Isipin mo kasi parang nung sinagot yung sinagot ko yung backlog ko na 3 years ago na. Kasi titignan ko yung mga unanswered posts eh.
Right.
Hindi na makakatulong sa kanya yung tanong, yung sagot. So, if I do it live, I ask people to send me their questions or comment their questions. Ang mangyayari ngayon, matutulungan ko sila ng ura-urada. So,
Right.
that's how it happened. Then eventually, ang daming nagtatanong sa akin ng mga current events.
Oh,
Tapos pagkatapos
right.
nun, yun na. I comment on current events, tapos I talk about the legal aspects of current events. And syempre, kasali na rin, part of it, syempre, politics, hindi mo naman may iwasan yan sa pagiging abogado. Anyway, doon pala sa nagrereklamo yung mga kabatas natin dito sa walang audio. Meron tayong 1,199 viewers. Hindi ko kasi alam doon sa mga
Inayos ko lang
nakikinig.
one second, yeah. Ay, bakit may
Hindi ako lang ang wala yung ano yata yung broadcast ko yata ang wala eh.
Yeah,
Kasi broadcast ko through the web
yes,
web browser.
may mga
Baka
nagsasabi
walang
rin
audio
dito
nga.
eh. Yeah. So it looks like many people are interested in this conversation. I'm glad to see, although may technical problem, but birth pains natin yan. Kapsat, I want to ask you, where did this come from? Do you have like a kind of a teacher inside of you? Where does this kind of instinct for helping out, for being a source of public information, where does that come from?
Well, it's
The
Yeah.
audience keep on calling
Yes, we're
my
fixing
mom,
that,
and
sir.
then they keep on saying they cannot hear you talk.
okay,
Yes,
thank
inayos
you.
mo na. Ayan, lalo tayo magte-trending yan.
I'll
Salamat,
send the
sir.
link na lang doon sa I'll send the link yung link ng live ba tayo doon sa Facebook mo?
Yes, but we're just hearing you lang, no? Oo.
So goods yon kasi yung audio doon sa iyo
Yeah.
tapos kung gusto nila makita kung ano yung nangyayari dito na lang ho ilalagay ko yung link dito doon na
No
lang sila
problem.
makikinig ng
Mukhang
audio.
marami interesado eh. Baka nag-overwhelm yung system. Parang, ano ba yun, yung Twitter, ni DeSantis, di ba, nag-crash yung Twitter niya. Yung launching ni Elon Musk, baka na ganyan tayo. Sa
Yun
dami
nga.
interesado
So
eh.
siguro you can direct them to to click on the link kasi hindi nila ako maririnig
Yes,
eh.
yes.
Click on the link na linagay ko doon sa so they can
please.
watch
Yeah, they
or
can
they
check
can
on
listen
my
in your
Facebook Live right now and also my YouTube page, both of them, so they can just hear you dito. They can see me, but they can definitely hear you. Yun yung inayos natin ngayon. So I'm glad we're on a good page. Kapsat, so can we go back to that question? Where does this come from? This instinct for helping out, for getting the message out. I mean, of course, I have my own story. I mean, my mom is a professor. I mean, I always had this kind of makulit, ADHD type of getting message out. What's your story, bro?
Well, ano ba? Siguro part of it is my personality na rin
Right.
na I want kasi na ano ba? Gusto ko tama eh. Alam mo yun, parang I want to always seek the truth. Tapos yung pagtuturo naman, I taught naman kasi English for
Exactly.
3 years.
Wait, sa mga
More than
Koreans?
3 years.
Yung mga Koreans sa Baguio?
Sa mga Korean, sa Baguio, syempre.
Alam mo na! Alam na this. Yeah.
Hassle eh, kailangan yung trabaho. So,
Correct.
parte nun, naging
Correct.
naging teacher din.
Correct.
Although marami naman nagre-recruit sa akin na maging teacher ngayon, I think I don't have the time na. Pero yun nga, tapos ang dami kong naririnig online, especially sa YouTube,
Yeah.
na wala ngang lawyer
Yes.
na
Yes.
gumagawa ng paliwanag eh. So, many YouTubers who are not really well-versed with the law, sila yung nagpapaliwanag, si Rafi Tulfo, nagpapaliwanag siya
Park
tungkol sa
muna
batas.
natin yan. Mamaya tayo mapunta dyan. Park muna. Okay.
Okay, sige. Mukhang galit na siya.
I think unahin muna natin yung kaibigan natin, si Banat, mamaya. Okay. No, I mean, of course, the context of this conversation is like, there's no way that I'm gonna do a Banat by interview, but I'm not gonna do an Attorney Libayan interview. Parang hindi yan balance, no? And for some reasons, I think now we're explaining how did this come about, no? Hopefully, this more of this collaboration. And then of course, with respect to the Tulfo brothers who are doing quite well politically, it just happened na whoever I iniimbita ko, for some reason, amazed sila sa mga Tulfos. And I don't want to be like the party pooper and say, so I just said, you know what, may kailangan tayo interview dito, and of all prominent peoples online, ikaw yung pinakamatapang, no? Oh, by the way, Idol Rafi, baka magalit kayo sa akin. I'm just being fair here. Alright? Kay Erwin at saka kay Idol Rafi.
Baka magalit din sila sa'yo kasi alam mo, when Katuning interviewed me, medyo
Nagalit
marami
din.
rin
Oh,
nanood doon.
yeah.
Tapos
Yeah.
marami rin nagalit sa kanya.
But
Pero,
bro, this is it. Crossovers. It's part of the story. I mean, when I interviewed Banat Bay, dami rin nag-backlash sa akin, from which quarter, di ba? Dalawa na nga ngayon eh. Both
tutunatik ka nga daw eh.
Yeah, exactly. So, ang daming gagalit sa akin. So, I'm just balancing it out, no? Yin-yang lang.
Sabi ko nga, buti nga sa'yo. Hindi, joke lang.
Bro, welcome to the club. Ito na. This is the beginning, bro. Ito na. No, of course, just for, siguro, the stars align. Maybe yun ang gusto ng Diyos na nung pumunta tayo dun sa, well, your father-in-law's, big event,
Yeah.
no? Mayor Magalong, of course, which is our ultimate connection here, not only as Baguio boys, but your father-in-law, of course, pumunta tayo dun. Actually, I heard that you're related to him, but I never confirmed. And then dun sa event nila sa UP na I dropped by after doing our student interviews, etc. Biglang, wait, parang si Attorney Libayan yata yun. Although I think I saw you before sa SM Aura, pero hindi naman ako yung creepy type na I'll just come to you like that, diba? The same way na ayoko rin kinikreepy ako minsan. Hindi naman tayo feeling sikat, diba? Sino ba naman tayo, diba? And I saw you, and then, what? Sabi ko, kausapin ko ito mamaya just to confirm kung talagang father-in-law mo si Mayor Magalong. And then next thing I know, yun pala paras lang tayo, mayabang lang yung dating natin on screen, pero actually, mabait tayong pareho, di ba?
Bait naman kasi talaga tayo na may misinterpret lang tayo kasi nga, ewan ko kung ano nangyayari kasi kapag napapanood nila tayo sa
Hindi, mayabang naman talaga tayo, bro, pero hindi, mayabang talaga tayo. I think aminin natin. But this is a Baguio thing. Yung mga Baguio people, meron talaga tayong mayabang na gano'n. I think may pagkaganon din yung mga Davao people di ba? Kami naman parang highland kami, kayo lowland lang kayo. There's just something about Baguio educational environment that I think instills in you this sense of hindi naman superiority complex, pero yung hindi kami basta-basta, no? So I always felt na the same way na misjudge tayo, I felt na ganun din sa'yo. And sabi, hindi, mayabang rin talaga to. Pero I'm sure once he's with someone like himself, he's gonna be comfortable. And that's the whole point why we're having this conversation. So, bago tayo pumunta sa best friend mo, no, si Banat, bago tayo magbanat kay Banat, i-defend ko si Banat Boy, and at saka Tulfo, pag-usapan muna natin si Mayor Magalong. I mean, so how long have you known Mayor Magalong? Is he a great father-in-law? If I can put it that way. Sorry bro, if I'm putting you on the spot,
How long ba? As long, siguro mga 15 years. Ilan na taon na ba yung panganay ko?
15 years.
15
So, sakto
years
lang
or
when you
16
started
years.
essentially your blogging, right? You said 2007, right?
Hindi, 2000, with the website, 2007.
Oh.
Hindi pa. Parang ganon.
Parang
yes,
ganon, di ba? See?
Around that time.
Exactly.
Around that time.
So Mayor Magalong, kakakulang niya noon or nasa PNP na siya na? I'm trying to look at the timeline.
Well, nasa PNP na siya noon.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, floating pa lang siya noon.
Yes.
Tapos nagtatrabaho siya sa Manila. Nung nakilala ko yung misis ko, hindi ko alam na Colonel yung tatay niya. Hindi niya sinasabi sa akin.
Ay. You don't do your research well, bro. Colonel talaga Like, woo, man.
I didn't know it. Ang nangyari na lang, one time, sabi nung yung nga, si Attorney Magaling, sabi niya sa akin, uuwi yung tatay ko. Kasi yung tatay niya nasa Manila most of the time.
Right.
Doon nagtatrabaho, weekend umuwi. So, sabi niya, uuwi yung tatay ko, punta kayo, papakilala kita. Sabi niya ganyan sa akin. Sabi ko, kahit wag na. Sabi ko ganyan sa akin. Hindi, punta ka lang, papakilala kita. Sabi ganyan sa akin. Tapos, nung punta ko sa bahay nila, pagdating ni Mayor Magalong doon, hindi ako pinapansin. In-introduce na ganyan, tapos, iho, sabi niya ganyan. Tapos, tumingin lang siya sa akin.
Nako po.
Tapos, nakipagkamay, wala na, hindi na kami nag-uusap. Ang swerte doon, merong aso na inuwi siya, na in-adapt nila, na nag-retire din sa service. Dating parang bomb stick.
German Shepherd or Doberman? What was it?
Hindi, maliit Ano bang aso? Nakalimutan ko na Pero ang pangalan niya Sabian.
What's the bomb squad?
Yung mga mga police na aso.
SAF ba to? SAF?
Sa SAF. Nag-retire. So, in-adapt nila kasi ina-adapt nila yung mga nagre-retire, yung mga matatanda na. So, in-adapt niya. Tapos, tuwang-tuwa yung buong family nila. So kahit naiinis siya sa akin, siguro dahil bakit merong
Yeah.
boyfriend
Yeah.
itong anak ko. Tuwang-tuwa sila doon.
Yeah.
So, syempre, ngiti-ngiti sila. Tapos ako naman, kunwari, happy din. Ganun, pero kinakabahan.
Yeah.
Hindi talaga ako kinausap. Doon
Right.
lang nakafocus.
Yeah.
Tapos eventually, hindi na kami nagkita na matagal. Tapos pagkatapos noon, yun, buntis na.
Okay, Medj, I think we can just skip some parts. Let's just stick to the endorphins, good vibes, good hormones at saka aso, no? So, let's just say malaki yung role ng itong retiree bomb squad na special forces na Poppy in your life. I'm glad that you survived because, of course, I interviewed your father-in-law on multiple occasions. Of course, he's very nice to me and all of that. But
Yeah.
ako naman, I have no illusions about father-in-law situations, no? Going back to this, bro. Now, again, of course, neither of us can be 100% objective. I mean, family friend namin si Mayor Magalong. In your case, he's literally your family. So, I think none of us can fully pretend to be objective. But to the degree that we can be objective, are you surprised by how things are turning out for him? I mean, in a good way, no? In terms of the national prominence he's getting as an LGU leader. I mean, of course, marami siyang na-contribute nung time na sa PNP siya. Of course, in the private sector, pinag-usapan na namin yung background niya. Pero, kasi ang dami natin naging mayor sa Baguio, pero ngayon lang yung nag-click yung mayor ng Baguio at the national level, di
Oo
ba?
nga.
Kapsat, di ba? I mean, we're a relatively important city, but ngayon lang yung mayor natin yung medyo sumikat-sikat, di ba? So, let's just forget for a moment na kapamilya natin the mayor. Are you surprised by that? How do you feel about it as a Baguio boy? I mean, both of us are based in Manila, but still.
Actually, hindi naman ako nagulat kasi
Right.
nung nakakausap ko siya when we became family, nakita ko na yung prinsipyo niya talaga. So, parang maiisip mo kasi na, well, may ganito palang tao. Yun ang unang shock sa akin.
Right.
Kasi ako rin naman, I tell all the people na I'm not a good person. Lalong-lalo na noon, I was a black sheep.
You don't have to do this, bro. You don't have to do this.
Hindi. Kaya nga sinasabi ko. Tapos eventually, well, the thing that